Have you ever had a dream you were falling? Imagine experiencing this sensation in reality, free falling 15,000 feet at 120 miles per hour, wind in your face, and your life in the hands of a person you just met. For me, this was a real-life event. One day, out of the blue, my boyfriend Bill asked me, "Honey, would you ever go skydiving with me?" And to even my surprise, my answer was yes. And so it was, months later on our 3-year anniversary, and he decided to take me on a trip. We pull up into this runway in the cornfields of Beloit, Wisconsin, and he says to me, "Are you ready?" Am I ready for what, to go corn picking? And there on the sign it says Great Lakes Skydiving. I couldn't turn back now, and so we waited. We signed paperwork, signing our lives away, and then the instructor says, "You guys are up next." We put on our gear, met our instructors, and headed onto the runway into the smallest airplane I've ever seen. For Bill, this was his first time ever flying, so I knew I had to hide whatever fears I had to make him feel comfortable. We took off and glided up into the clouds, sitting on the floor of the airplane, my back to the pilot, sitting across from my instructor, Bill sitting next to me, and I started to question my sanity. But for some reason, I felt a sense of calmness. We arrived at our jump height, and Bill jumped out first. I was terrified, but I knew it was way too late to turn back. He became a free-falling object as gravity pulled him towards the ground. I was next and exited the plane right foot first. Me and my instructor fell backwards in nothing but air below us. We did a somersault and began free-falling as well. We were at the mercy of the wind until my instructor pulled the parachute open. There was a jerk that pulled us back, and we began to float much smoother. The chute added air resistance, and we were now able to direct ourselves down to the ground. We used the handles, called toggles, on either side of us to do this. When I pulled on the toggles, the air captured in the parachute would pull us to the left or the right as we drifted down. Without these handles, we would not have been able to steer down to the ground. As we descended down, I saw rooftops of houses, and people looked like ants. My ears also popped because of the change in air pressure. My instructor had me hold my nose and blow out the air to equalize the pressure. I have science and a highly skilled instructor to thank for my safe landing. Without gravity, I would not have been able to get pulled down to the ground. Without the parachute, I would have been crushed by the high-speed impact due to no air resistance, and without the action of the toggles and wind direction, we wouldn't have been able to make a safe landing in the landing zone. This skydiving experience has been the craziest thing I've ever done, but what can I say? Love makes people do some crazy things.